How about some mushroom cream sauce? Very easy. The butter's in the skillet. Onions and garlic. I was going to bang it, but people complain I'm making too much noise, so I use my finger to get the rest of the onions out, or shallots. I prefer shallots. Any good sauce has to have shallots. So just make believe my onions are shallots. With a moderate flame, and we're going to just sweat this up for a second. And I'm going to use wood because the metal makes too much noise. It's true. When you hear this bang on the pan when you're watching a video, it can make you jump. It makes my dog jump too. See? Nice and quiet. Now we'll add the thinly sliced mushrooms with the stems. There's nothing fancy about this. It's just a good old mushroom cream sauce that you can put over chicken, pork, just about anything that you like a mushroom sauce. So we're going to sweat this up. You don't have to play with it too much. Mushrooms are going to give off a lot of water. Then we're going to add the Marsala. If you don't like Marsala, use Madeira. If you don't like Madeira, use sherry. If you don't like either of those, put white wine, but not red wine. And then over here, see if I can swing over there for a second, we have the chicken stock, double boiled, very hot. That way it's not reducing, because when you put it over a flame, you know it's going to reduce. Here it really doesn't reduce much. I'm sure it does, but, and then here is the butter and the flour for the roux. We're going to let that melt, mix it together. That's going to thicken up the chicken stock, and in goes the thyme. Sweat all it up together. The flavors will come out of the herb. You can use fresh. This is dry. Shh, quiet. So this is very simple. Now we're going to put a lid on that. This will help cook it and not give it any color. We're not concerned about color in this. Let me check that I have all my ingredients in there. So we have the mushrooms, the onions, the shallots before the onions, garlic, Marsala, butter and flour, chicken stock, and the heavy cream at the end. After the sauce is finished with the stock, it's the right consistency, then we will add the heavy cream. Now this could be made just with heavy cream. Forget about the roux, forget about the chicken stock, but the chicken stock gives it a nice flavor. I prefer using the chicken stock over beef stock, unless it's a really good homemade beef stock. So here we are. See, when you cover it, it cooks it faster. The water comes out of the mushrooms, and they don't take long to cook. This doesn't take long at all, this whole recipe. I might just finish this with the camera running from the beginning to the end, because the mushrooms are soft. Now we put the lime. I want to flambe it so I can burn down the house. Let me see if I can get a little bit. I don't know if I can. Usually you have to. No, I don't want to fool around. So we'll just reduce it. And in the back there, we have the roux working. So we'll just take the spoon, blend the flour with the butter. That smells so good already. Just the Marsala wine in there. And if I do need more roux, it'll show up in the description under the video. Well, the description shows the recipe anyway, so I don't know why I said that. Okay, that's reducing. I gotta be quick about this now. Take another going to add the chicken stock now, and then I can fool around with the roux because this has reduced a good amount. Let's add the chicken stock. It's very hot. Okay, that's done. Going to bring that to a boil, add the roux, and then we'll look at it. Now, there's the roux, and if you just take the roux and add it to this, you might have lumps. So to avoid the lumps, take some of this hot stock, just like so. And then take a spoon. Let's get over there so we can see that. There we go. And just use the back of the spoon, smooth out the roux. And after you did that, rinse that off in there. You don't want to lose any of the flour. And take a whip. Quiet, and just whip this so you get all of the roux and then we put the roux in there. See, not much left in there. And there is a little bit, so we'll take a little more juice, add it there. Now, is that enough? And don't forget, I do all these recipes on the fly. I have an idea how much roux I need, but it takes a couple of minutes to reach a consistency. Just come to a boil, please. Thank you very much. Now you could, it's very funny. You could turn this into a soup at this point. Not a cream soup, but just a nice soup. You could add vegetables to this. Okay, so I'm looking at it and I know it's not thick enough. So we'll make a little bit more roux. Now that the recipe has been adjusted, Now what you have to do is first check and see if the sauce is the correct consistency. And we don't need it boiling that fast. It looks good, it's nice and shiny, and it coats the back of the spoon, as you can see. That's done, because when you put this on a plate over a piece of chicken or whatever you're having, turkey, in about 2 minutes, this consistency will be very firm on the plate, so you don't want to make it any thicker than this. Excuse me. And also now is when you taste it to see how you have to season with salt and pepper. That is so pleasant. Rinsing off my spoon because I'm going to use it again. So now you have to add salt and pepper. I'm putting black pepper. If you don't want to see the black pepper in there, so you'd use white pepper. And we're going to put in, to start slowly, a ½ teaspoon of salt. I'm using pink salt, Himalayan pink salt. That, and I'm not concerned about seeing black spots in the sauce. I like the taste of black pepper. So you can use cracked pepper, ground pepper, pepper in your mill, add the amount you want, or just throw some sriracha hot chili sauce in there. You don't have to see anything. So now that it's going to be seasoned correctly, now is when you add the heavy cream. Now we could have added the flour to the mushrooms, but by making a roux, thank you very much. That's enough salt. Salt brings out the flavor of everything, which it did. As I was saying, could have put the flour in with the mushrooms, but I like making a roux because it's a butter roux. And this way you don't have to finish the sauce with soft butter. You already have the butter flavor in there. One more taste. And you could also turn this into, that's really good, into a cream of mushroom soup. And make sure you use a dry Marsala, not a sweet one for desserts. And that takes care of that. This is enough sauce to go on at least 12 to 15 pieces of chicken, etc. So you have an idea. That's a quart of stock we used. And we're going to put it back into the quart container just to see how much we have. I don't have to waste the video to do that. I'll just list it on the video how much sauce it makes and not be sloppy. Enjoy.